what was it that stopped you guys from talking?
I don't know. And normal, when my mom would call me...
Because I thought I had seen something where you had said, or somebody had said it was because you were dark-skinned.
That was put out there by my mom herself. Okay. And that was in 2011, in my book, some events happened. And I started becoming vocal on the internet at that point. What events happened? I was staying in a rental property of my mom. Mm-hmm. And just one day, I'd been there for like a year. And one day I'm cooking dinner and there's a knock at the door and it's all my aunts and their husbands and they have trash bags and they're like, hey, we're here to help you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Your mom said come help you pack your stuff and move out the house. The bank is taking the house in the morning. Damn. Really? Yeah, so I'm like, what? So Did you have kids at the time? I had a 2-month-old baby. My second son was 2 months old. Wow. And so you were being evicted by your mom and didn't know? I didn't know, so I instantly get on the phone and, Carl, the bank is coming to take the house at 8 o'clock in the morning. You have to leave tonight. You didn't have a day. I didn't, nothing, and not an hour. And you had no plan of where to go? Nothing. And you didn't have support from your parents? No, nobody. My family was on her side because she's paying them. So what ended up happening?
What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. And y'all here, Miss Takari Lee, she gets to talking about her mom, Jackie Christie. Y'all know her basketball wise. This is the young lady that experienced, the colorism from Jackie growing up. Check out her book. And I apologize, guys. I forgot the name of it. I know that I bought it and I was just in awe. It's a really good book, but I was shocked that, she had to go through all of that. I was like, that shit is crazy. Put it down in the comments, guys, if you have read Takari Lee's book. We also know Takari and Evelyn got really cool. What was this, season 6, when Evelyn came back to the show? So very interesting that all of a sudden Evelyn is saying, oh, well, now Jackie's a colorist. Bitch, you were accusing her of being a colorist on season 6. Or do you not forget? Like, these women like to play dumb, honey, when it's convenient. But Miss Robinson got receipts, honey. The receipts is on the internet for anybody that want to see it. I'm just saying, make it make sense.
They ended up going into every room in the house, sweeping our stuff in this trash bag, throwing it in the back of this U-Haul. I went to a hotel that night and I was there for about 2 weeks. With how many kids at the time? 2. Wow. Mm-hmm. And so did she call you? Did you talk to her after that to say, what the fuck? What happened? Why didn't you tell me? I was on the phone with her the whole time. Begging her this. Okay, if you want me to leave, I'll leave tonight, but can I pack my stuff? Like, some dignity in this? Or, and she's just, like, trying to soothe me through the process. And I just, like, whatever. I talked to her the whole time. I've never shut her out. Like, I've never, like, you did this to me, I'm done with you. Like, see, where did the you were treated differently or she didn't like you because you were dark come from? That came from her treating me differently is my thing. Her saying that I have an issue with the family because I'm dark-skinned. It's her way of shutting everything that happened in 2011 in the media when I stopped talking. Of course, she's doing interviews. They're like, so your daughter was saying what happened? And her answer was, Takari's always felt this way because she's darker and she's heavier. Wow. So even with that being said, I was reading that another reason, one alleged reason that you guys have a hard time talking is because of your speech impediment. Mm-hmm. Now, did that come from birth or did you develop that? Because it says that you're 70% deaf in one ear, 30% deaf in the other ear. Right. How did that come about? Were you born with that or was that something that you I was born with it. My grandma had hearing problems too. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I was with her. So they didn't diagnose me until the end of first grade. So I redid first grade because the whole year I pretty much did not know what was going on. Mm-hmm. I'm in the class with all this stuff. I needed specialized hearing aids and stuff like that. They didn't know you needed that? They didn't know. When my grandma found out, that's when my mom did get it handled for me or whatnot, but as far as the appointments and getting everything taken care of and can tell you what's going on, my grandma would have to do that. How was that growing up with the speech impediment? It was hard. I'm just now comfortable speaking within the last maybe year or so.
So that's another reason, you guys, why Jackie may be ashamed of her, okay? Her having the speech impediment.
It's something I can't change and I just have to accept it.
Right.
It makes me feel very different, but at the same time, it's me, you know.
So are you able to, like, because I don't know the different levels of someone being deaf. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you can hear. Mm-hmm. So, what's the difference between, like, can you read lips? Do you know sign language?
Yes, I think
you know somebody trying to talk
with every other struggle in a nigga's life, we figured this shit out.
You know? We figured. I definitely am a lip reader. I don't do sign language.
Listen, I was just in the Dominican Republic and I was fucking around with a little bit of Venezuelan that didn't speak English. We figured it all out real easily. That your kid was burned at the daycare. So when that happened, so that's when. It's sort of like boiling water. Things were percolating, but now shit is getting hot. Okay, so then when the blogger, what blog was it? We can shout him out.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's Instagram_beauties.
Oh, so it was just a random Instagram_beauties. You better get your life out there getting these exclusives. So this person put 2 and 2 together because I remember seeing it start to pop up. Mm-hmm. And so they put out the story, and then what happened?
Literally like a wildfire, like in minutes. Mm-hmm. She said, "Watch this." You know, after she messaged me and she's like, "You're Jackie's daughter, right?" "Yep." "What happened to your son?" And I kind of told her what was going on, and it was on my page.
Y'all remember Takari's son was burned at a daycare center, and y'all remember that Evelyn donated, to help cover the baby's medical bills. And, that was an issue with Jackie, and, her and Evelyn began going back and forth on that. That was season 6.
Like I said, it's been happening. We were at home. He's in the healing process for a month now when this happened. And then she just started tagging. She put it on her page, what was going on. So everybody that followed her started going to my mom. I mean, it turned into craziness.
So in your book, Lights to Her Shadow, do you talk about it in detail?
So that's coming in the next book.
That's in the next book. Okay. Yeah. So we'll get to the book. Okay. So because I want to stay here because it's getting good. All right. So when the blogger broke the story to your mother picking up the phone and calling you, what was that timeline?
And I had to look back just for my own records. That it broke in the media October 15th. He was burned on September 20th.
And you hadn't talked to her from September 20th to October 15th?
No. I hadn't talked to my mom since February of 2016. My son got burned September 20th, 2016.
When did you, September 20th?
I still have not talked to my mom.
So on September 20th, from there to when did you tell her that your son was burned?
My sister called me at the hospital.
Chantel?
Yeah, so it got around the family within minutes.
Okay, so Chantel called to say, how is everything?
She called me in the emergency room, as soon as I got there, and was able to see my son and whatnot and calm myself down. The phone rang and it was my sister. What the hell is going on?
And did she then tell you, Mom said, hopefully the baby's okay?
She didn't have it. I talked to her for a split second, and then I just dropped the phone. I can't talk right now. I don't even know what, So I dropped the phone, but she never said anything about my mom. It was just what's going on. I tried to explain it to her the best I could, and then I just got off the phone. My son was transported from that hospital to a more advanced hospital that could handle the level of his injuries. And I didn't talk to anyone, maybe a lawyer. My brother was there for me and my uncle, a couple of my cousins.
Did Jackie ever call?
Jackie called the first time I spoke to my mom was December 10th of 2016.
So she never sent a gift basket, a teddy bear, or flowers?
She didn't send a text like, ha, 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 look what happened to you, nothing. I wasn't worth anything. And that's why I don't think people understand the past is the past. I'm not dwelling over that. I know I was treated different, and I know that my mom feels a different way about me than her other kids. It's okay. The new modern day stuff, that really makes me question, my kids haven't done anything. They deserve to be loved or whatnot. So when she didn't reach out, that said a lot to me.
So when I was a kid, my mother, she raised us to about 7.
This damn Jason Lee, this motherfucker. That's why I don't like watching some of his videos, because he find a way, honey, to make it about him, honey. Okay?
What do you think, if you had to guess, the thing was that caused the separation from you and your mom to be where it was from an earlier age? Because it doesn't seem like anything happened unless, did she have animosity towards your dad? Did she have issues with, what was the issue?
It would have to be something like that. There's not one single incident I can sit there and say.
You weren't burning her house up. You weren't, stabbing her boyfriends.
I wasn't doing it. I was minding my business being a kid, and then after a while, I was so used to being with grandma, I didn't want to go. When she came I was attached to my grandma to the point where I couldn't even go to daycare. You know, they kicked me out of daycare because I would scream and cry until I throw up and she'd come and get me.
So with all this stuff that's been happening at this point, up until this point, what age did the depression kick in? Because, you know, there's a show right now, is Willow, Jada, and her grandmother, and Willow goes into Red Table Talk, and she goes into talk about how she was in a point in her life where she was in this dark hole, and she started cutting herself. So I see that you started cutting yourself. At what age did all this start transpiring?
Around 11 or 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's even younger than Willow.
Yeah, it was bad. Like, I didn't want to wake up in the morning. Like, I'm not lying, you know. And when I did, I was trying to find a place to go hide. You know, I just didn't want to be seen because it just seemed like it was always going to be something.
So these suicide letters, are these letters that you still have?
No, I don't still have them anymore. And I
would have been great to publish it.
Right. It would have, but I don't have them. I just remember the first one I wrote really in detail, you know, because it was really strong feelings I had.
Yeah. What did you say?
The most important thing I remember about it was that the last part is my very last breath. You know, I'm leaving it for my grandmother. Like, the time I was here, you're the only part of it that I experienced and enjoyed. You know, I appreciate you for loving me.
And when you wrote that, was the intention to kill yourself?
Yes, it was. I was done. You know, I just.
So what happened?
Wait, before you do that, let me ask a question. Did you know what love felt like from a parent or a parent figure as a kid?
Okay. Yes, from my grandma. Like, even today as an adult, besides my grandmother and my own children, I can't say that anybody's ever loved or cared about her.
Oh, that, you guys, it's really, wow. It's really sad. It is really, really sad.
And that's just, I can't accept it, you know what I'm saying? Even if you do love me, I'm sorry, like, I don't know how to feel love. Like, I guess I don't know how to get it from you because I just can't explain it.
See, as a kid, I never really cared about my father loving me, but did you care about your mother loving you?
That's all I wanted. Like, I wanted her to accept me. You know, I wanted her to be able to look at me, and I didn't have to feel like she's, you know, picking me apart or like she's disgusted right now. You know, I just wanted to be accepted.
Oh, what do you guys think about the situation with Jackie's daughter, Takari? Do you feel like Jackie may feel bad for how she treated her daughter? And, you know, y'all, it's really sad. But unfortunately, this type of situation happens a lot, you know, in the Black community, because if it isn't colorism, you know, your mother may not like you because of your father, and your father beat her down real bad. You know, it's always some type of reason why a mother has so much disdain, you know, for her own child. So I'm just speechless.
And so I read in your book where you inserted one of the text messages, one of the many text messages that you had with her, and it was like you were reaching out and reaching out and reaching out, and then she was like just shooting you down. And it reminded me of the way me and my mother used to talk to each other. What do you think was driving her anger and hostility towards you, and perception that you were trying to take advantage of her or somehow set her up to sue her or something like that?
Right. I was naive. I believed anything. So when I said, Mom, you wrote Chantel's book, you put an album out for her, you're working on Lil Dougie's book, and you wrote books, I want to do something too. I want to write a story about my life, you know? Do you want to help me? And you seen the response, it was, oh, that's extortion, and why do you want to slander the people that love you? And the fear is this book. I don't know that story. I'm telling you right now, I don't know.
And so, what's that book?
This is Game Crazy, and it's by my brother Tyrone. That's from my dad's side. His oldest son wrote the story about his life, and he was there before I was, you know. And what my dad went through, how he got into the business once him and my mom met, how their business flourished, and what all happened is right there, you know. I don't know that story, though. I wouldn't have put it in my book.
So your baby's burned on the 20th of September. You don't hear from Jackie until December. So between there, shit's just on fire. The internet is going Hollywood Unlocked by this time. It's posting where everybody's posting it by this point. What from there, when did you start? Did you just say, I'm going to take my voice back and start being vocal on social media? Or did you reach out to the show and say, I want to be in the show? Or did the show reach out to you?
No, and
because some people would say, what I've seen online or from her, you're just using this opportunity to be famous or to have a platform or to whatever.
Right.
What do you say to that?
Before that day when that stuff went viral, even when my son was burned, it was a level of acceptance, and that's one situation. This is another. This one I'm living in. I got to take care of me and my kids. I'm going to focus on this. I wasn't worried or concerned. Like, I had a job. I was living my life. My life is never, I'm not into material things. I'm different, and I get that. And that may be a little disconnect with me and my mom, too. But that's not my goal, I literally was thrown into all this.
And did the show reach out to you?
Never.
So how did you get into the show?
So, when my book got on the show, Evelyn Lozada, after she done...
Do y'all hear that? Evelyn Lozada, okay? The person that is defending Jackie now, but back in season 6, she was not defending Jackie. She had all the issues in the world with Jackie, okay?
Donated the money. She did it the same day or within a day or so.
On the GoFundMe account.
Right. I messaged, and I was thanking everyone for their donations. Or when I went to her Instagram, I sent her a message thanking her, letting her know I appreciate it.
You didn't reach out to her?
To Evelyn?
On Instagram?
I just wrote a message.
Meaning you didn't reach out to her and say, please donate to my GoFundMe?
Oh, no. I didn't reach to nobody.
She did that on her own?
Person. Exactly.
How much did she donate?
$3,500.
Okay, that's nice.
I sent the message the day she sent the money. She didn't get it. Maybe 3 months later or something, when she finally responded. Okay. And she's like, oh, I just got this or whatever, and, you're welcome, and, whatnot. I've never spoken to Evelyn on the phone. When they reached out or when the show wanted something from me, they would use Evelyn. She'll give you the manuscript to her book or whatnot, and I'm okay.
Y'all hear that? Okay.
With that, I'm about to give it to the world. I'm not trying to single out Jackie or, have you have ammunition on my mom. But that's not what my book is about. The whole situation, though, when they come at you at, why did you donate $3,500? Like, you're wrong for doing that? Well, you could say, well, apparently it was needed. Here's the story right here. That's one of the main reasons I wanted my book out, too,
Did you feel like when the blogs picked it up and when Evelyn helped catapult your story a little bit more into the public eye, that it was like finally you had somebody championing you, like you finally had somebody had your back?
That was close.
I told her that too, and I was like, Evelyn, I appreciate you throwing yourself in the fire like that. That means a lot for me.
Yeah, definitely have to do that.
Right, definitely, and even with all the backlash from my mom saying the bad stuff to other people, like, oh, you was just inserting yourself. I wanted to make sure she knew me and my family were appreciative. Besides what. They're not speaking for us. We appreciate what you did. Thank you very much. That was my goal. And that's how I communicate with them. It's not like, hey, girl, what's up? What is Jackie doing today? Like, tell me, we don't communicate like that. She's very...
Wow, she doesn't even call Jackie mom. It's just like, Jackie, like, wow. You guys, it is just, revisiting this is just sad. Like, oh...
supportive type of person.
Yeah. So what are your aspects on life now? Like, what's your outlook on life now? Like, you've been through this emotional roller coaster. You've been up and down, highs and lows. You've been through the dark now. Where's your mindset now?
Living my best life. I just want to be happy, and nobody's gonna provide that for me. I don't need certain relationships to do that. My kids and I are building wonderful relationships, and that's what I want,
Do you feel like the relationship with you and your mother is what makes you and your children so close?
Yes, that's all I think about. When I speak to my children, I just want to make sure, like, if I'm upset with you, I'm going to explain myself. Like, I don't want you to question your mother's love ever. Like, I would never want my kid to, no, I'm not even mad at, like, I'm disappointed or something, but this is why. And it's helped them. They're very mature because of it, but they're also boys. So I'm considering their feelings, like, everything I do. This is a man one day. I want to be careful with him, So that's how I do my parenting with my kids.
All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the video there. You all get down in the comments. Tell me what you feel about this interview that Takari did some time ago. Don't forget, you guys, to like, comment, and subscribe. I am going to do a follow-up video on getting Jackie's perspective on this. Jackie does a video, an interview, I should say, as well, and we will follow up with that. So, all right, you guys, don't forget, like I said, like, comment, and subscribe, honey. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.